I'd now like to talk to you about voice of the child. Please don't take the term voice of the child in its literal sense. We require you to be the voice of the child. In a lot of circumstances, we can deal with children that are non-vocal or very young children and babies who simply can't communicate at this time. If you do have concerns about a child or a parent or a carer refusing to cooperate with police inquiries, this shouldn't prevent further inquiries taking place to establish the child's safety and welfare. For police officers in particular, the voice of the child will include your observations of the child's environment if you are attending a property. Is it suitable? Do they have age-appropriate toys to play with? The bedrooms, are they warm, clean? Do they have bedding? Are the children clean? Are the children responding appropriately? If you have any concerns or issues whilst at a property or dealing with a child and you feel that safeguarding officers need to be aware, you must put this on a CAP or a DAB referral. This is really important, especially with the non-vocal young children or ones that do not easily engage that you may come across. Speaking to the child directly where appropriate is really, really important. You have to remember, as a police officer in particular, you do not have to get permission from that parent or carer if you need to speak to a child to establish their welfare, their safety, and if they have been victim of a crime. The possibility of a future prosecution must not prevent you from basic communication to determine this. Interviewing children is very distinct from speaking to them. You do not need to be a specialist interviewer. It's important that you use open questions to enable the child to give an account of anything that has occurred in regards to offences, suspects, seen, or any information that can assist you with securing evidence. It's important that you do think of other children in the house, especially if it involves a sibling that's causing problems for other children in the house and how everyone must be feeling. It's really important that all children are spoken to where possible and a record made of this as above. If the children aren't spoken to, we need to know why. Why did this not happen? If you do speak, it's important that you record who was spoken to, by whom, where and when, who was present and what was said. And this has to be recorded on the CAP and DAB as soon as possible, as we need to then let all our partner agencies know what happened with those children. I want to remind everybody of Daniel Pelker, who was abused and murdered and severely malnourished. His appearance was always of being fearful. Nobody picked up on this despite the amount of different agencies that have been involved. Just as an example, do the parents or carers show warmth? What are their interactions like with the child? Are there signs of abuse and neglect? They don't have a voice. It's really important that you are their voice. What we've added on here is a couple of voice of the child examples, just to give you a bit of a heads up here on the kind of write-ups that we really do appreciate on those CAPs and DABs.